The Culling Game just stopped being a game. Welcome back, everyone. Today we are breaking down the absolute insanity that is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 12. This isn't just an episode, it's a statement from MAPPA that they aren't slowing down. We've moved past the slow burn setup and straight into the meat grinder of the Sendai Colony. In this one episode, we see the death of a legend, the birth of a nightmare, and Yuta Okkotsu proving why he's the only person Gojo Satoru truly trusts to handle the heavy lifting. We're talking about triple domain collapses, the most disgusting kiss in anime history, and a technical breakdown of how Yuta's copy actually works when the gloves come off. Strap in, because the Sendai deadlock is about to be shattered into a million pieces. Before we get to the Sendai massacre, we have to finish the business in Tokyo number 1. Megumi Fushiguro is currently fighting for his life against Reggie Star. This is peak tactical jujutsu. Reggie isn't a god-tier power, but he's smart. He realizes Megumi's Chimera Shadow Garden is incomplete. It lacks a barrier, meaning Megumi has to physically carry the weight of everything in his shadows. The moment Reggie drops those 3 SUVs, you can almost hear Megumi's spine cracking. The animation here makes the weight feel real. But Megumi's growth is on full display. He uses his own shadows as a trap, dragging Reggie into a literal pool of nothingness. The fight ends in the most desperate, unshonen way possible, a messy, wet brawl in a gymnasium pool where Megumi's divine dog, Totality, finally rips Reggie's throat out from the darkness. As Megumi collapses, we see a winged figure descend, Angel. The savior of the prison realm is here, but she's found Megumi at his weakest. The stage is set for a massive shift in the story. Before the episode even starts its main engine, we have to understand the board. Sendai was a stalemate between 4 monsters: Dhruv Lakdawala, a giant from the Wa Civil War, Kurourushi, the cockroach curse, Ryu Ishigori, the man with the highest cursed energy output, and Takako Uro, the former captain of the Sun, Moon, and Stars squad. The episode opens with the literal breaking of this balance. Yuta Okkotsu kills Dhruv off-screen, and this is where the technical brilliance begins. We see Yuta manifesting Dhruv's cursed technique. This is our first major clue into how copy has evolved. Yuta doesn't just mimic a move, Rika consumes a piece of the opponent, allowing Yuta to manifest their literal essence. Dhruv's technique involves Shikigami orbits. By using small, bat-like creatures that fly in circular paths, Yuta creates a sure-hit field in the space between the orbits. It's essentially a domain without a barrier. Yuta uses this ancient 900-year-old technique not to kill, but to create a safe zone for civilians. It's a flex of pure cursed energy control that immediately puts Ryu and Uro on high alert. With the giant Dhruv gone, the cockroach spirit Kurourushi wakes up hungry. This segment is pure body horror. Kurourushi isn't just a bug, it's the conceptual fear of infestation. It uses the festering life sword, a weapon that implants eggs into the opponent upon contact. When Yuta faces the swarm, the animation shifts into a claustrophobic, high-pressure style. Yuta is trying to hide his trump cards, but Kurourushi forces him into a corner. We see the roaches literally eating the city, a tide of black legs and shells. When Yuta gets hit by the sword, larvae begin to hatch inside his shoulder. It's a death sentence for any other sorcerer. But Yuta's solution is the most metal moment in the series. He realizes that as a cursed spirit, Kurourushi is composed entirely of negative energy. Yuta, being one of the few who can output positive energy, reverse cursed technique, directly, grabs the roach by its mandibles and kisses it. He pumps pure positive energy into the roach's brain. Because positive and negative energy cancel each other out, Kurourushi's physical form literally disintegrates into golden dust. The knockout is visceral. One second there's a special grade monster, the next, there's just Yuta wiping black sludge off his lips. The second Kurourushi's head explodes into golden dust, Yuta doesn't get a second to breathe. He's standing there, wiping black sludge off his face, his cursed energy reinforcement momentarily dipped from the exertion of using reverse cursed technique. This is when Takako Uro makes her move. She doesn't just fly down, she distorts the very fabric of the horizon. To Yuta, and to us as viewers, it looks like the camera lens itself is warping. This is the first time we see sky manipulation in a high-intensity setting. She catches Yuta off guard because you can't block the sky. She reaches out and grabs a handful of space, folding it like a heavy velvet curtain. Yuta tries to swing, but his fist just slides along the surface of the air. It's an incredible visual. MAPPA uses a shimmering, oil slick effect on the air to show where Uro is touching it. She lands the thin icebreaker, and we see the impact ripple through Yuta's entire body. This isn't a physical punch, it's a spatial rupture. It ignores his outward defense and hits his internal organs directly. Yuta is sent crashing through a concrete wall, and for the first time in the series, he looks genuinely rattled. As Yuta recovers, the dialogue becomes the weapon. Uro isn't just a fighter, she's a woman possessed by 1,000 years of resentment. She looks at Yuta's eyes, those weary, kind eyes, and she sees the Fujiwara clan. In the Heian era, Uro was a captain of the Toe squad. She was the one doing the assassinations, the dirty work, the necessary evils for the Fujiwara aristocracy. And how did they reward her? They framed her for a crime to settle a political dispute and executed her. She died without a name, a mere tool discarded by the blessed ones. When she screams at Yuta, "You are on the side that consumes," she's talking about his lineage. To her, Yuta is a Sugawara, a descendant of one of the 3 great vengeful spirits. He has the infinite energy, the copy technique, the queen of curses. He is everything she was denied. She hates his kindness because she views it as the arrogance of the strong. She believes his humility is just a mask for the fact that he was born with a winning lottery ticket, while she had to scrap for every inch of air she ever breathed. Just as Yuta and Uro are entering a deadly rhythm of spatial folds and sword strikes, the entire stadium they are in literally vaporizes. Ryu Ishigori has entered the chat. Ryu is the wild card of Sendai. He's standing on a rooftop blocks away, bored out of his mind. To him, the conversation between Uro and Yuta is too much fiber and not enough calories. He wants dessert. He wants a fight so sweet and so heavy it makes his teeth ache. He fires the granite blast, a beam of pure, cursed energy from his pompadour hair. This isn't like a Sero or a Kamehameha, it's a physical weight. The animation shows the beam plowing through buildings as if they were made of wet cardboard. It forces Yuta and Uro to separate. Now, the 1v1 has become a deadlock 2.0. Ryu isn't choosing a side, he's attacking both. He begins a rapid-fire barrage of granite blasts, turning the city into a firing range. Yuta is forced to realize that he cannot play protector and fighter at the same time anymore. He can't keep his civilians safe while dodging skyfolds and hair cannons. He has to end this now. This is the turning point of the episode. Yuta puts on the ring. He calls her name, Rika, give me everything. The manifestation isn't just a puff of smoke. The ground shatters, the sky screams, and the Queen of Curses appears in her full, terrifying glory. This begins the 5-minute timer. For 300 seconds, Yuta is the strongest being in the colony. He immediately uses cursed speech, copied from Toge Inumaki, to command both Uro and Ryu to don't move. While they are frozen, Rika launches a physical assault that is so fast and so heavy, it creates craters in the street. This is where the fight gets busy. Yuta is weaving between Uro's spatial warps, using Rika as a shield against Ryu's blasts, and simultaneously analyzing their techniques. He realizes that Ryu's output is too high to tank forever, and Uro's defense is too slippery to hit with a standard punch. He needs to break them. He needs to drag them into his territory. Ryu and Uro aren't fools. They see Rika and they realize that in 5 minutes, they will both be dead if they don't play their ultimate card. All 3 combatants reach the same conclusion at the exact same millisecond. They all make their hand signs. The music cuts out. The air goes still. Yuta crosses his fingers. Uro clasps her hands in a prayer-like gesture. Ryu makes a distinct, aggressive sign. They all speak the words, domain expansion. The episode shows the three shards of their domains clashing. It's like three bubbles of reality trying to occupy the same point in space. This is the peak of the Sendai arc. The technical difficulty of maintaining a three-way domain is so high that the barriers look like they are vibrating, about to shatter from the sheer pressure.
This is a technical rarity. In JJK, a domain is a closed world.
When three worlds overlap, the barriers become incredibly brittle. The internal sure-hit scripts of the domains start to clash and cancel each other out. It's a deadlock of the highest order. But then, the chaos factor enters. Kurourushi had a child through parthenogenesis before it died. This new roach spirit breaks into the barrier from the outside. Because the domains are struggling to balance three users, the intrusion of a fourth entity causes the entire structure to shatter. This is where the episode gets brutal. As the domains collapse, everyone suffers from cursed technique burnout. For a few seconds, they can't use their special moves. Kurourushi's child seizes the opening and swarms Uro. Because she can't warp the sky to protect herself, the roaches sever her arm. She is screaming, bleeding, and vulnerable. This is when Ryu Ishigori proves why he's a menace. He doesn't care that Uro is injured, he just wants the fight to end. He charges up a granite blast, which he can do even during burnout because his output is just that high, and blasts Uro point blank. The explosion is terrifying. Uro is sent hurtling through the city, her body broken and her technique completely fried. She's knocked out cold, effectively removed from the Culling Game. Yuta then turns his attention to the roach. Since he's already shown his RCT kiss, he doesn't hold back. He uses a massive blast of positive energy to erase the second Kurourushi from existence, ensuring it can never return. The episode concludes with the 1v1 we all wanted. The king of output versus the king of copy. Ryu Ishigori isn't a villain. He's a man who lived a full life but never had dessert. A fight that made him feel truly alive. Yuta gives him that dessert. In the final trade, Yuta uses Uro's thin icebreaker, which he copied earlier, to shatter Ryu's defense. Then, in the ultimate tactical play, Yuta uses sky manipulation to grab Ryu's own granite blast from the air, loops it around the battlefield, and drops it back onto Ryu's head. Ryu falls, satisfied. He's been fed. Yuta stands over him, exhausted but victorious. He doesn't kill them. He takes their points, spares their lives, and moves on. This episode proves that Yuta Okotsu isn't just a monster of power, he's a monster of empathy. He understands Uro's pain and Ryu's hunger, and he answers both with the only language sorcerers have: combat. Episode 12 ends with the Sendai Colony looking like a war zone. Yuta has 190 points, Megumi is in the hands of an angel, and the Culling Game has officially entered its most dangerous phase. We've seen the absolute peak of what copy can do, and we've seen that in the world of Gege Akutami, no one, not even an ancient legend, is safe from a well-timed blast to the face. This finale was everything a fan could want. It gave us the tactical genius of Megumi, the mystery of Angel, and the overwhelming, terrifying power of Yuta Okotsu. We've finished the Part 1 of the Culling Game, and the board is set for the even deadlier Part 2. We still have Hikari's fight, the return of Maki, and the eventual collision with Kenjaku to look forward to. The animation in the Uro vs. Yuta fight is going to be talked about for years. The way MAPPA handled the folding of the sky was a technical triumph. We are heading into the back half of the season now, and with Hikari's fight coming up next, the hype is only going to get higher. What did you think of Yuta's performance? Did the triple domain expansion tease leave you wanting more, or were you satisfied with how it broke? And most importantly, what do you think Angel wants with Megumi? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our deep dive into the hidden inventory parallels in the next video. Until next time, stay cursed.